Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Abigail Salas.
And I'm Tristan Tamez. The water is flowing again in the Rio Grande. The Bureau of Reclamation opened the gates at the Caballo Dam on February 23rd.
News 22's Marin Gregory was at Las Cruces' La Llorona Park when the dry riverbed was filled up.
People from all over the region gathered at La Llorona Park in celebration of the return of the precious water.
I've never seen a river turned on, so I'm here, and I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good.
As the river meandered by, people played in it and offered it flowers. From the Rio Grande in the north to the south. In New Mexico, water is life, but this water behind me isn't for us. It's for Texas, in fulfillment of the Rio Grande Compact, a treaty signed in 1938, aimed to distribute the water between Texas, Colorado, and New Mexico evenly. Jennifer Kleitz, the district manager of the Doña Ana Water and Soil Conservation District, says, "There isn't water in the river year-round because of changing weather patterns and farmers need to water their crops." She says damming the river is a way to distribute the water when it's needed.
We're not getting the rain in the Mesilla Valley that we used to, right? So we have to use the snowpack from Colorado that comes down, and since that's diminished, then it also has to be turned off and turned on. It's one of the very few rivers that I know of that gets turned off and turned on throughout the season.
And that foam? It's a sort of tea made from organic matter that the water picks up on its journey downstream. Lucia Carmona is an elementary school teacher who helped organize the ceremony. She says we all use the river, and we must respect it.
The precious water that is coming once in a while, more and more, we have less water, and we're just here to thank our Mother Nature river that nurtures us in life. And I mean, it's a sacred space, but we just take it for granted.
She says the ceremony was not so much to bless the river, but to show that the river blesses us. Marin Gregory, News 22.
It was pretty toasty today. What do you know about that?
You know, it was pretty sunny today. Let's take a look at those current conditions. Right now, skies are clear and the temperatures are at 82 degrees, winds south at 6 miles per hour. Humidity is at 6%, dew point at 6 degrees, and the barometer is at 29.92 inches. Now taking a look at today's high, we had a high of 85 degrees and a low of 56 degrees when on average we have a high of 77 degrees. In 2018 we had a high of 92 degrees and in 2013 we had a low of 33 degrees. Now we had no rain today, so that leaves the yearly precipitation at 0.83 inches. Let's take it back for more news.
A Las Cruces man is sitting in jail today for shooting a bicyclist in a fit of road rage. Christopher Gerzemesh was convicted of aggravated battery for shooting Daniel Garcia in the face when Gerzemesh's SUV nearly struck Garcia. The incident happened on the corner of University and South Main near the Whataburger on October of 2022. Gerzemesh is now facing up to 8 years in prison. And an El Paso man is now in custody. He's accused of murdering his wife. The arrest ended a 9-day manhunt. 57-year-old Oscar Sandoval was captured in Juarez, Mexico yesterday and was extradited back to the Doña Ana County Jail. Sandoval is facing potential first-degree murder charges in regards to the shooting and death of his wife, Shireen Aljaburi. A trial date has not been set.
I need to make a quick correction. In the intro, I said Texas. I was meant to say Tennessee. Rural libraries in New Mexico will have to make do with what they have after a funding measure failed to make it onto this year's state budget. According to the Rural New Mexico Library Initiative, the state will be spending about $15,000 for each library. That's about half of what the Library Association wanted. Hatch Public Library Director Lisa Neal says she was disappointed with the lack of funding. This will impact more than 50 local libraries all across the state. The people of Las Cruces may soon get some much needed help with the housing issue. The city of Las Cruces will receive almost $12 million from the state to help with local projects. More than half of that money will go to the Amador Crossing project and the Community of Hope Distribution Center. Other projects being funded with this state money will be the construction of Domestic Abuse Center, a recreation complex in East Mesa, and a fire station in Las Cruces. These city projects are currently in the planning stage.
An NMSU project is touring the city to highlight April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's called the Clothesline Project. Last October, the Criminal Justice Department sponsored the display of more than 200 t-shirts. The shirts are decorated with handwritten messages from survivors of sexual abuse and domestic violence. The clothesline will be at City Hall until tomorrow, then Monday until April 19th, it'll be at the Las Cruces Police Department, then move to the Sheriff's Office April 22nd through 26th. And stay tuned, we'll be back with your national weather forecast.
But first, need to relieve some stress during finals? More on that when News 22 continues. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Thursday,
where news matters. It's getting close to finals here at NMSU, and that means students are getting a little stressed.
That's why the Department of Health, Education, and Social Transformation sponsors a spring fling. It was held at Preciado Park earlier today. There were lots of activities like dancing, basketball, and cornhole. But this year's fan favorite was the pie throwing contest, featuring some of the deans.
For us, this is a very student-centered event. Has some fun really before finals week's coming up in a few weeks. So kind of a nice stress release, fun activity, get away outside of the classroom and get together.
And they look forward to continuing the spring fling every year to give students a break during finals.
Now, I was in Dallas this weekend and it was raining a lot. What can you tell us about the rest of the country?
You know, we are going to be looking into those rains, but my first map, we're going to look at tonight's forecast, where you can see pretty nice weather across the U.S. in the 40s and the 50s. You can see Albuquerque's at 47 degrees, El Paso at 58, and you can see some rains on the northeast side of the U.S. So if you take a look at my next map, we can see those rains that are going to be hitting those places tonight and early tomorrow morning. The places in yellow are the most are going to be experiencing flooding, so Columbus State College, Somerset, and Roanoke should be aware of that. Now, if we take a look at my next map, we're going to be taking a look into some more of those storms that are going to be happening across Texas and the Great Plains area. Severe thunderstorms are going to be happening on Monday in Oklahoma City, Wichita, and Wichita Falls, and then on Tuesday, it's going to move into Chicago, St. Louis, and Memphis, Tennessee. That's all I have for your national weather. I will be back with your local weather after the break. Welcome back. Let's take a look at those local temperatures. Right now, Farmington is at 70 degrees, Santa Fe is at 64 degrees, Clovis at 69, Socorro at 76 degrees, Ruidoso 63 degrees, Roswell 76. Here in Las Cruces, we're at 82 degrees, and Deming is at 79 degrees. Now tomorrow, Farmington will have a high of 86 degrees, Gallup 77 degrees, Albuquerque 80 degrees, Ruidoso 71 degrees, Roswell 86 degrees, here in Las Cruces 87, and Deming at 85 degrees. Now tonight in Alamogordo, they will have a low of 50 degrees and clear skies. Tomorrow, high of 85 and sunny skies as well. And taking it to Truth or Consequences, we'll have a low of 47 degrees, clear skies tonight. Tomorrow, high of 84 degrees and some clouds in that sky. Now in Silver City tonight, they'll have a low of 45 degrees and clear skies. Tomorrow, high of 76 degrees and some clouds in the sky as well. Now here in Las Cruces, we'll have a low tonight of 56 degrees and pretty clear night skies, and tomorrow we'll have a high of 87 and some clouds in the sky. That's all I have. Let's take it back for more news.
And Victor Fierro is next with sports.
Thanks, Tristan. Coming up in sports, Aggie Baseball looks to extend its winning streak this weekend. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to kick it with Vic. Aggie baseball will head to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and take on Middle Tennessee for a 3-game series over the weekend. The Aggies are coming off 2 straight wins in the last game of their series against Liberty and Tuesday's game against the Lobos after losing 5 straight games prior. They will now play the 7th-seeded Blue Raiders. Both teams are evenly matched in both pitching and batting stats and can go either way. With a month left in the regular season, the Aggies look to extend their winning streak and move up the conference standings. Turning it over to softball, the Aggies will also be playing a 3-game series this weekend against the Florida International University Panthers and look to shake off back-to-back losses against the 25th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. The Aggies rank 2nd in Conference USA batting stats with an average of .296 over the Panthers' .283. The Aggies have struggled with their pitching season, ranking last in the conference with an earned run average of 4.51. Despite the struggles on the defensive end, though, the Aggies look to shake off the funk and sweep the Panthers at home this weekend. Going into Aggie women's golf, 2 members claimed Conference USA All-Academic honors. Emma Bunch and Angela Garvin not only excelled on the golf course, but also in the classroom. Both athletes maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA, making them eligible to receive the Conference USA First All-Academic honors. To be considered, one must accumulate a 3.9 GPA and participate in 75% of their team's scheduled tournaments. Having received these honors, both players will now turn their focus to the 2024 CUSA Championships from April 15th in Magnolia, Texas. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action next week. Still ahead on News 22, Abby will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories.
New Mexico residents are celebrating. The Rio Grande is flowing again. With finals approaching, the federal government is stepping up to help ease mental issues amongst college students. And an NMSU program called the Clothesline Project is touring the city this April to highlight Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies, 87 degrees and a low of 51. On Saturday we'll have partly cloudy skies, a high of 86 and a low of 55. Sunday as well, partly cloudy skies, high of 87 and a low of 54. Monday there will be some winds out there, and we'll have a high of 79 degrees, low of 45. And Tuesday will be sunny and clear skies with 82 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. That's all I have for your 5-day.
And that's all for News 22 Thursday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Tune in next week for more news. I'm Abigail Salas.
And I'm Tristan Tomez, and from the whole News 22 team, Abby, Victor, and myself, good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, Nuevo México. Les saluda Michael Alba con las breves de hoy en Noticias 22. Han encontrado al culpable de un doble homicidio que ocurrió en Fort Sumner hace 2 años en octubre. La residencia era propiedad de Kelby Randolph. Un matrimonio que vivía con él fue asesinado dentro de la residencia con una arma de fuego. Varios agentes del equipo de escena del crimen acudieron al lugar de los hechos y emitieron una orden de registro en busca de objetos relacionados con el doble homicidio. Los agentes identificaron y recogieron pruebas, incluyendo manchas de sangre, armas de fuego, municiones y ropa. A medida que se desarrollaba la investigación, las pruebas apuntaban a Randolph como sospechoso del doble homicidio. Tras el juicio que ocurrió la semana pasada, fue acusado de 2 cargos de asesinato en segundo grado. Pero aún no ha sido sentenciado, los mantendremos al tanto. Un hombre en Las Cruces fue condenado por agresión agravada por dispararle a un estudiante hace 2 años. El incidente en la esquina de la avenida Universidad y la avenida Main Sur, un joven de 22 años, Daniel García, iba en bicicleta por la calle cuando el vehículo de Christopher Giermish casi golpea a García. El agresor después detuvo el auto donde salió, empujó a García cuando sacó un arma y comenzó a dispararle. García recibió un disparo en la cara cuando Giermish se alejó de la escena. García fue transportado a un hospital local. La policía de Las Cruces identificó al agresor con la ayuda de los testigos que pudieron fotografiar la matrícula del vehículo. Kirmish ahora se enfrenta a 8 años de prisión. Eso fue todo por hoy. Que pasen muy buenas noches.